What's up, y'all? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about quality versus quantity. Um, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think it's an interesting topic. I've been focusing on quantity actually lately, and the question is, what's more important, quality or quantity? So we'll get to that in a second, but I'm just going to show you in 3 months. This is a pretty big amount of output for me. In 3 months, I have done, I guess at this point it's 21 pages, but probably by the end of this month it'll be 20, 23 or 24. Here's the cover, so I guess there's a 24th one. And that's a lot for me. I don't know. Let's see. How many is that technically a month? I'm not good at math. Oh, I got upside down pages here. Let's see. A lot of these are upside down. Most of them. Of this Corncob Rob comic, so just working on this stuff and trying to get it done. So anyways, I was thinking about this and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of interesting because quality is, I didn't realize, but quantity is actually, at least in this case, when it comes to making comics, in my opinion, I think quantity is actually more important than quality, which is not quite the way I always thought of it, So, oh, this is not a real page. This was like a test page. So yeah, I don't know. And as I thought about it though, like the thing is if you focus on quality, if you focus on quality and you're like, okay, I'm going to get the best comic I could possibly get out, so you're going to spend a lot of time preparing, you're going to spend a lot of time writing, world building, you're going to spend as much time as you possibly can creating the thing because it's going to, it takes time and you want to make sure it's nice and good quality, and, you'll go into doing like editing and stuff like that, and, maybe have a few rounds of edits. And, you're going to just go through it with a fine tooth comb, basically. And, that's all good. I mean, that's stuff you need to do. And the thing is I want to focus on both. I want both. I want quantity and quality. But, one thing I noticed is you could sit there and you could focus on quality all you want. And, it's gonna it might take you a long time, and the thing is with quality, focusing on quality, you have a great potential for kind of running into the trap of things taking too long, and maybe even to the point where you could actually focus on quality so much that you actually never get anything accomplished. I mean, that's a possibility. I doubt that will happen, but that it could get to that extreme. You may never accomplish anything because you're so focused on quality. So, but when you focus on quantity, inevitably, the quality is going to go up. You can't work on something all the time and just not have any progress unless you're like totally not focused on progressing. But if you even have like a minor a minor interest in trying to progress and get better at your craft, your quality is going to go up. You almost can't even, like, you could try not to have your quality go up and it'll still go up, like it's almost impossible, really. So I think quantity is actually getting more stuff out is actually more important than quality. Now these pages are, I could have spent a lot more time on each page. So let's see. We got 3 months. It's about 90 days-ish. 24 pages. I mean, I worked on comics every day, except for I might have missed like 1 or 2 days here or there. Because I allow myself 1 day off if I want to. Usually I don't take that day off, but I allow it if I want to, or if I feel like I need to. So I think there was a couple days I might have missed, like literally 1 or 2. But, you know, there were times where I was working on like character design as well. Like not only did I draw this in 90 days, but I also, I penciled it, I inked it, I lettered some of it. I was working on coloring because I thought I was going to color it. I'm not going to color it, at least not yet. So I spent a lot of time on coloring. I did, most of the character design was done during that 90 days. I can't remember if I wrote it. You know what? I might have had a head start. So it might be a little more than 90 days. So let's say 100 days. So in about 100 days. Because I think 1 month I finished early on the other things. So I started working on this. So I got a few days head start. So let's say somewhere from 90 to 100 days. And I also wrote it. You know, I didn't, you know, I think that's kind of what I did leading up to when I started working on it. So yeah, I don't know. I think that there's something to be said for quantity, you know. Try to get as much stuff finished, and if you're not, you know, comfortable with publishing your comic yet because it's not up to the quality standard, then don't publish it. There's nothing, you don't have to publish it. But you know, making the stuff is what's important. I mean, for me, I like to publish. That helps me actually, and I don't really have a lot of ego. I think this is maybe a couple things that stop us from working on stuff is, you know, there's ego. I have a day job, and then I work on this stuff on the side. I work on it every day for at least a half an hour a day, in the spirit of the 100 Days of Making Comics. And so, I don't know, like, I know I'm not amazing, but I'll be honest, like, this is not necessarily my best. Like, if I were to try to sit down and do as good as I possibly can on every page, that's not what this is. But within the time allotted, because I wanted to get this done actually in 2 months, but I wasn't able to do it. But within the time allotted, this is the best I can do, kind of working with a deadline. And I think it's important to have that deadline, because I wouldn't have gotten this far, you know. I'd probably still be on like the 5th page or something, and I might have like redrawn pages and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, I could sit there and procrastinate all day on trying to make it the best quantity, but I'll be honest, I'm pretty satisfied with these pages. There's only a few pages, like a few panels here or there, or like details where maybe it's not amazing, like drawing, but, you know, some of that can be fixed, or, you know, but I think the storytelling is pretty good. I mean, the actual writing of the story could be even better a little bit. You know, there's definitely things, but even if I was focusing 100% on quality, I still would have those things. You know, I'd still have things that I didn't love as much. So, I don't know. To me, quantity is way more important, because quantity helps you to get things done. You know, focusing on how much can I get done. Same thing with like sketchbooks, filling up sketchbooks. Like you want to fill up as many sketchbooks as you possibly can, especially if you don't have a big project like this going on. And you just want to get to the end of them. It doesn't matter if any of the drawings in the sketchbooks are good. It shouldn't be like a book of amazing art pieces. It should be a book of learning and a lot of bad drawings, probably more bad drawings than good. And that's how my sketchbooks tend to be. And the more you fill up, the better and better you're going to get. And so it's the same thing with comics. Comics, outside of just the act of drawing, there's so much more to comics, like just storytelling and learning how to lay out panels. And like you can't learn any of this stuff. You can learn a lot of it, but really you're not learning until you're actually doing it. So, you know, you just got to do it a lot. And how are you going to do it a lot if you're waiting until you can draw better to make your first comic or to work on your big graphic novel? You know, you're never going to get good at comics until you do a lot of like you can't get good at anything until you first do it badly. Like there's no way to skip the I suck at doing this part, you know? You have to at least be doing some stuff bad. Like you're just never going to get anywhere. So yeah, I don't know. I'm all for quantity. Now if there is, you know, the balance, like there is, you know, say you have a certain level, you've gotten to a certain level where you're actually really masterful and proficient at what you're doing, and because you're distracted or because your priority isn't the comic or because, you know, you're just trying to be lazy about it, you know, you're not doing your best work, that's a different story. You know, I'm not trying to be lazy at it. I'm just trying to get stuff done, and I'm trying to get better at what I'm doing. And I think like this whole page, like I actually really like this. Now I could have spent a lot more time on this and it would be like maybe 20% better, you know. It would have been a little bit better, but it wouldn't have been amazingly better. This is about at the skill I'm at, you know. I could have probably put a lot more lines in there or spent more time on the backgrounds or something, like, but who cares about that part? That's not important. The storytelling is there. There's cool gesture. It's dynamic, interesting, you know, page layout. You know, I don't know. You don't need much more than that. So I'm focusing on the parts that are important, and my quality is only going to get better. And I don't know. I just think I don't think there's any reason to like fuss so much on quality. There's all kinds of inconsistencies. I hate this panel right here. I want to actually redraw that, you know, digitally before I actually print it. So I can do that though. Like I can go back and fix a few things. This right here, the shading is so ugly. I actually went in before I published this part already, and I deleted all that crazy shading because it just was an effect I tried that I didn't like. So yeah, you know, it's not, you can fix things too, like whatever part you don't like. I mean, I love this page. I don't know, like these are, there's a lot of inconsistencies. Like this is it's called the sky ramp, and throughout all the pages it's drawn differently. You know, that's a detail that could have been done better, but does it really matter? You know, I mean, you know, in a perfect world, I would like to have gotten it right. And maybe in my next one, I'll do better, you know, with some of this stuff, you know, but I'm never going to get to the point of doing better if I'm not just doing my best with the time allotted. And the deadline is huge for me. I mean, look at these panels. Like, I love this page. Like, I could have done it a little bit better. Maybe my lines could have been a little less shaky, but I don't know. I kind of like a rough style anyways. Like, my favorite artists happen to be artists that do sketchy styles. Like, if you want to be like somebody who's really well polished, like Jim Lee or so, I don't know, there's so many artists out there who are like super well polished. Okay, you know, if that's your standard, like you want to be Greg Capullo or something, I get it. You know, maybe you want to, you know, take more time and stuff, and I want to take more time actually to a certain degree. I'm actually planning on slowing down the pace a little bit because I do want to spend a little bit more time than I'm spending. But you know, it's not going to be like a crazy amount more, and I'm not trying to be like, you know, super polished, because I actually prefer unpolished art styles, so that kind of works for me. But even still, like, you're never gonna get to polish if you don't do a lot of work first, you know. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. I don't want to belabor the point, but quality versus quantity, in my book, quantity wins because you're going to get better at the quality. But if you're focusing on quality, you may never actually produce anything. So, I mean, you may produce something, but it's going to be slower pace, and you're actually going to get better slower than if you're focusing on quantity, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how it works for me, and I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious, like, do you guys agree with me, or do you think I'm like totally off? You know, it's like, you need to do better, Marsh. Like, the stuff you're showing me sucks. I don't know, whatever. Let me know what you think, quantity or quality. Put that in the comments. But if you don't think that stuff sucks, go to donkeydropprojects.com/comics, and you can find my comics that don't suck for free or for fee, for a small, cheap price. And yeah, you can find that stuff there, or if you want to just follow me on social media, MarshallLee_DJP on Instagram or on Twitter. And yeah, and if you want to read the first part of Corncob Rob for free, go to the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/DonkeyDropProject, something like that. I'll put a link down in the description. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.